Hey everybody, Mrs. Rainey here. We're going to talk about value today in Art 1. Okay, our learning targets are: I can create value scales using various techniques and choice of media, and I can explore the effects of value on shape to create form. Value. What is value? Value is the darkness or lightness of an object. What's a value scale? A value scale is a tool which represents values increasing from light to dark. Value can be shown in a grayscale, or value can be shown through color. This is an example of a blank value scale. Hatching. Hatching is creating value by drawing lines closely together in the same direction. If you look at this hand here, you can see these lines are all going in the same direction, and the closer they are together, the darker the value. The farther apart, the lighter the value. Cross-hatching. Cross-hatching is creating value by drawing lines closely together in two different directions. So just like the last example, if you draw your lines in one direction, and then if you come over and you make another line going in the opposite direction or across and over, kind of looking like X's, that's called cross-hatching. Again, the closer your cross-hatching lines are to each other, the darker the value. The farther apart, the lighter the value. Stippling. Stippling is creating value by drawing dots close together. Same concept here with stippling. The closer the dots are together, the darker the value. The farther the dots are apart, the lighter the value. Okay, I want you guys to observe the image below and think about cast shadows. What do you see here? Where is the light source coming from in this image? Is it the right or the left side? How do you know which direction the light is coming from? Be prepared to explain your thinking. Highlight. The area on any surface which reflects the most light. In this image, the highlight is here. Cast shadow. An area that is not or is only partly lit up because a solid object is between the area and the source of light. In this image, the cast shadow is here. Reflected light. The area on a surface where light has hit a surface and has reflected back onto the object. In this image, the reflected light is here. Here's a value scale. Okay, I want you guys to pay close attention to this because you are going to create your own value scale just like this, and you're going to fill it in. When we're creating a value scale, the darkest of dark values are going to be on this left side, and the lightest of light values will be on this right side. Now, in these boxes underneath where it's labeled white, you're not going to make any marks. The lightest of light values, whether you're hatching, cross-hatching, or stippling, is always going to be white. So you can see here, the very first box for hatching has been filled in. These are lines going in one direction. This is as dark as we could make the lines in that box. The easiest way to figure out how to graduate your darkness into the lightest of light on this value strip would be to go to the middle box right here. And this value in the center box, you want it to be halfway between the darkest of dark and the lightest of light values. Once you've done that, you can come in and fill in this box in between, like so, and then the box on the other side, like so. And now you have a completed hatching value scale. Let's do the same for cross-hatching. Fill in your darkest of dark box first, then fill in your center box, and this one, and this one. And again, remember, we're going to leave the lightest of light completely blank. Stippling, create your dots, and then your mid value, the next one, and the next one. Now your value scale is totally complete. Okay, first thing we're going to do is practice. Today in class, we're going to practice hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling. Show me on a piece of paper or in your sketchbook an example of hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling. You can pause the video now if you'd like. Okay, hopefully we've all practiced our hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling in our sketchbooks or on a piece of paper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create your own value scale and see how well you can shade using the techniques that we just went over. So the best way to do this is to use a ruler and a pencil and draw out your 3 rows, one for hatching, one for cross-hatching, and one for stippling, and then go back and draw in your lines for your boxes so that each row has 5 boxes. If you don't have a ruler, you can use anything with a straight edge, or you can just try and draw them as straight as possible. And then I want you guys to practice independently. This should take you maybe 12 to 15 minutes to complete. So if you'd like to pause the video now and do that, you may. Okay. Let's check for understanding. The darkest area on the surface behind the object is called, if you said cast shadow, you got it right. Okay, today I want you guys to practice drawing this diagram. When we take a 2-dimensional circle and just draw out a line circle, and we want to take that into a 3-dimensional form or a sphere, we have to add value. So think about this as you're working. When you draw out your circle, think about where the light source is coming from and how that's going to affect your highlight. Think about how you're shading, where the darkest shading is going to be on your sphere, and that the darkest of dark shading is going to be behind the sphere where the cast shadow appears. And don't forget to make it a little bit lighter where your reflected light is. This assignment is going to be due on Canvas. This should take you about 20 to 30 minutes max to complete.